When Muslims say that Jesus is a Muslim, it's because Jesus submitted his will to God, that one true God.
And ironically, the verse he's going to use to try to support this claim is a verse that actually dismantles the claim.
And I'm not just saying this as a Muslim. I could use the Bible to prove it. Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done.
Simply put, Muslims don't submit to Allah as their father. In Islam, Allah is not a father in any sense. Jesus clearly submits to the Father as the Son. That is a different way from how Muslims submit to Allah.
And there's several verses in the Bible that shows that Jesus practiced Islamic acts. And I'm going to show them to you right now.
All right, let's check them out.
1. Jesus prostrated in prayer in Matthew chapter 26, verse 39.
Well, firstly, people prostrate to pray in different religious traditions all over the world. This isn't somehow owned by Muslims. And secondly, you got to deal with places like John 17:1, where Jesus actually looks up to pray and is not prostrate. But Jesus isn't a Muslim, so this isn't surprising.
Jesus also fasted like Muslims. Matthew chapter 4, verse 2.
No, Jesus actually fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He didn't wait for the sun to go down every day and just feast at night. But once again, fasting is used amongst different religious traditions across the world. This does not make someone a Muslim.
Jesus was circumcised. Luke chapter 2, verse 21.
Not going to be a big shocker here, but Jesus was circumcised because he's Jewish. It has nothing to do with Islam.
Jesus, in his own language, also greeted peace be upon you, just like the Muslims when they say Assalamu alaikum. Luke chapter 24, verse 36.
Oh, so you're talking about the resurrected Jesus in Luke 24. That's what the chapter's about. Jesus, who was resurrected from the dead and shows up to his disciples and greets them with peace. That's not a good verse to quote if you're trying to convince people that Jesus was a Muslim. Just saying.
He also avoided pork at all costs, just like Allah commanded.
The New Testament never actually explicitly states that Jesus didn't eat pork, but we can assume that because, once again, he's a Jewish man. It has nothing to do with Islam.
Last but not least, Jesus never claimed any type of divinity, and he never said worship me. If anything, Jesus denied the divinity. For example, in John 17, Jesus says, "Now this is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent."
They always want to quote John 3 in chapter 17 and ignore verse 5. In verse 5, Jesus shows that he shares in the same glory as the Father that they had with each other before the world even existed. Because the whole New Testament presents Jesus as God, and he is certainly not a Muslim.